to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some items that will be available for the October 2021 Polish Pickup. Before we get into all of the polish pickup info and these beautiful nail polishes, make sure you've given this video a thumbs up. That lets me know you like my polish pickup reviews. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe before you go. I upload new videos every single week sharing with you new nail polish releases, favorites videos, and live streams. So this month's polish pickup theme is Monsters and Mythical Creatures. The shop will be open on October 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and will be open through October 4th. Wish listing always starts the Friday before the shop opens, so this month the wish listing will start on September 26th. Sometime that evening. Some of the items that I'll mention in today's video do have a cap, and that basically means that the maker is making a limited amount of that product, and once that number sells out, they're gone. You cannot buy them anymore. So if you are interested in an item that does have a cap, make sure you are ready to shop on October 1st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time so you don't miss out on that product. And I also recommend that if this is your first time shopping polish pickup, that you check out my description box. I'll have some tips and tricks down there that will hopefully make your shopping experience go much more smoothly. All right, I have 29 items to share with you today, so let's go ahead and get into the swatches. So as usual, I am going to swatch these in rainbow order today, but interestingly, most of the polishes I have to share are either green, blue, or purple. But we do have one orange, so we're going to start with that one. This is from Stella Chroma. It's called Gossamer Getsomani. It's described as being a creamy orange-red crelly with black and yellow glitters. This one is inspired by Gossamer, the hairy red villain with the cool sneakers from Looney Tunes. I love Gossamer. It's going to retail for $13 and there is no cap. So I think this polish is just so perfect for the season. The reddish orange base just reminds me of pumpkins in autumn, and then the yellow black glitters kind of give me some spooky Halloween vibes too. Application was super beautiful. Look how richly pigmented it was on the first coat. I was able to get full opacity with this one in just 2 coats, and I did get plenty of those glitters out. However, I did want to do just a little bit of swirling to get out as many of the yellow ones as possible because I just thought they were too cute. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats. As you can see, it's fully opaque, and I think 2 coats will be perfect for most people. Here's what it looks like in some sunlight, and just perfect for fall. I did use a glitter smoothing top coat with this one, but I wouldn't say you have to. Because of the glitters, it will also be difficult to remove. Pictured are 2 coats of Stella Chroma Gossamer Getsomani. The next polish I have to share with you today is from Indie by Patty Lopez, and it's called Curious Soul. It's described as being a green base with a mix of blue holographic glitters as well as some green shimmer. This one's going to retail for $12.50, and there is a 250 bottle cap. So that's a pretty low cap. I have a feeling this one's going to sell out. Remember, if you like any of the items with the low cap, to make sure to set your alarm for 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the date the shop opens, so you don't miss out on those awesome items. So this one is just such a fun polish. I really feel like the base is this gorgeous yellow, lemony, limey jelly, and those blue glitters just really contrast beautifully with that base. Because of the jelly base, this one was super squishy on application, but incredibly smooth. I was also impressed with how many glitters I was able to get out. Sometimes with these more jelly polishes, you have to do a little bit of placement, but plenty of them came out. They came out beautifully and dispersed evenly among on the nail. So pretty. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. Just a gorgeous, like I said, lemony lime color. Really unique, super interesting. Because of the glitters, this one will be difficult to remove. But since the glitters are on the smaller side, I think a glitter smoothing top coat would be optional with this one. Pictured are 3 coats of Indie by Patty Lopez, Curious Soul. Continuing on with our greens, Bee's Knees Lacquer brings us Gwishin, and it's described as being a lilac pastel multi-chrome that shifts to deep purple, and it's loaded with peridot metallic flakes. It's inspired by the egg-faced ghost of Korean mythology. The price is going to be $13 and there's no cap. So if you saw my review of Bee's Knees Lacquer 4th Anniversary Collection inspired by Fear Street, which released yesterday if you didn't know, you already are aware that I love this finish, the pastel multi-chrome finish with the flakes. I just think it's super, super unique and really beautiful. I think even Sarah, the maker, said that this may be her favorite polish she's ever created, which, my goodness, that is saying something, especially from this brand. On application, it goes on very smooth. You get a lot of that gorgeous multi-chrome shimmer and lots of those flakies too. I was able to get full opacity at my nail length in just 2 coats, but I could see you if you have longer nails, maybe needing 3 with this one. Just so interesting. In bright lighting, you get a lot of that more deep purple shift in the multi-chrome, but then in different lighting situations, you can see more of the lilac too. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. Oh, look at that shift. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see more of a shift from the purple to a like limey green. It's very reflective and so, so pretty. The maker said to use top coat with this one because it is slightly textured, but honestly, I didn't have any issue with that. I just used a regular top coat and it smoothed out just fine. Pictured are 2 coats of Gwishin with a glossy top coat from Bee's Knees Lacquer. And I have another beautiful green to share with you guys. I bet you green polish wearers are just loving life right now. This one's from Bluebird Lacquer and it's called Monster Mash. It's described as being a bright seaweed green jelly packed to the ghouls with hollow flakes and gold metallic flakes. It's inspired by the original swamp creature. This one's going to retail for $12 and there is no cap. So definitely love the brightness of this one. I think I could see myself wearing it in fall. I feel like it's a little bit grinchy, so maybe even I could wear it in around the holidays. And then it's bright enough to even be worn in summer, in my opinion. So love the versatility, and this finish from Bluebird is one of my favorites. I love their holographic flaky polishes. On application, this one was incredibly smooth and easy to work with. Yes, it does have a jelly base, but it's quite pigmented. Fortunately, I didn't experience any staining, but it is pretty pigmented, so I would recommend a base coat with this one. It's also completely packed with those flakies, so I was able to get full opacity in just 2 coats. I think if you've got longer nails for this one, you may want 3. So here's what it looks like in some sunlight, and do those flakes ever glow? They're so pretty, and like I said, this base color is just super bright, very fun. Pictured are 2 coats of Monster Mash from Bluebird Lacquer. Working our way into our blues, because we do have a lot of those as well. This one is Fair Maiden Polish underneath it all. It's described as being an emerald to navy to violet shifting base, and it's packed with color shifting flakes. This one was inspired by an image of a sea serpent, and it's going to retail for $12 and will have no cap. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you know that green polish is not my favorite. Well, that aside, this one was a huge standout for me this month. It is just packed with those shimmers, it's packed with those flakies, and when I built it up in 3 coats and had full opacity, it just looked unlike anything I've ever seen. It was so shifty. I mostly got the green and the blue, and I feel like some teal shift in there as well, and I think they hit the nail on the head with that serpent inspiration. Those flakes kind of remind me of scales. Check it out in the sunlight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one is insane. Insane. It just shifts from that green to blue so beautifully. It looked gorgeous in every lighting situation, which of course meant I had to show it off in some lower shaded lighting. Oh my goodness. The shifts just look completely different in the shade, and those flakes just glow. Pictured are 3 coats of Fair Maiden polish underneath it all. Up next is another standout from this month. This one is from Penelope and it's called Well Well. This one's a multi-chrome magnetic polish with Aurora Duochrome. You're going to see that green and purple are the predominant colors, but as I move my hands around, you're going to see 4 different colors all at the same time. This one's inspired by Maleficent, and I love that inspiration. It's going to retail for $13 and will have a 700 bottle cap. It's another one that I predict will sell out because it seems like it's been really popular on the Polish Pickup Pack Facebook group. And if you're not part of that group, I'll have it linked in the description box. There you can check out lots of swatches of all the polishes I've shared with you today. So on the first coat, you can see it's super smooth, goes on very evenly. I love Penelope Luz's paddle brush. It's like the perfect size, like Goldilocks size. I applied my magnet for about 30 seconds. And here was the result. And I do like with most of my magnetic polishes to apply the magnet on every coat. I haven't always done that, but I do find that I get a more long-lasting, clear magnetic line when I magnetize every coat, even though, yes, it's time-consuming. So on the second coat, we start to get a better development of color and look at that gorgeous purple magnetic line. I did go in for 3 and reached full opacity. This one, by the way, also looks gorgeous unmagnetized. Here's what that looks like. So pretty. But trust me, I think you're still going to want to magnetize this one because it's a standout. I've seen and have nothing like this. Nothing like this. So here's what it looks like in some outdoor lighting. Oh my word. Look at that shift from the green to the blue, the gold in the line, the purple in the line. I seriously see what she said in her description, that you're going to see 4 colors all at once. It's beautiful and crazy, and I'm in love. Pictured are 3 coats of Penelope Luz Well Well. Next up, I have an IPU item for you. This one is from Unicorn Magic, and they're bringing us their Deluxe Cuticle Rescue in the scent Apple Pecan Sage. This one's inspired by Cornish pixies from the Harry Potter movie. The price is going to be $5.75 for a half-ounce jar, and there will be a 190 cap. And let me say, I think that is a fantastic deal. Less than $6 for this amount of product because, yes, it is a half-ounce jar, but a little goes a long way. Like, I've been working on one of these tubs for a while now. It lasts. So if you haven't used this item before, it's got a really nice, thick, buttery, creamy style consistency. It kind of sits in between a balm and a lotion in that it's more thick, super thick, but it's still super moisturizing. It has ingredients like shea butter, mango butter, jojoba oil, sunflower oil, and vitamin E that really help moisturize the skin and lock in all of that awesome moisture. In terms of the scent, I definitely smell the shea butter because that's one of the top ingredients, but I also get a lot of that apple and a tiny bit of the sage. I don't smell too much of the pecan, but it's definitely there, and it's a little bit lighter. I smell lots of cinnamon. Oh, it just perfect for fall. Love, love, love this product. If there's extra, I might be getting a backup. Continuing with our blues, this is Colorista Carol's offering this month. It's called A+ in Monsterology. It's described as being an aqua crelly filled with an assortment of bright glitters, and aren't they beautiful? This one's inspired by Monster University, and it's going to retail for $12.50, and there will be no cap. So, confession time, I've never seen Monster University, but I did love, love, love Monsters Inc. growing up. So when I saw this one, it was just instant love, instant nostalgia, and I think if you're fond of either of those movies, you'll see it too. Like, I see Mike Wazowski in the polish, I see Sully in the polish. Oh, it just makes me so happy. On application, this one was very smooth and easy to work with. It does have a jelly base, and since it's lighter in color, it's quite sheer on that first coat. However, it did build up to full or almost full opacity for me in 3 coats. Because there are so many glitters in this polish, like you can see how many are dispersing, and mind you, that's with no shaking, no leaving it upside down. Coloristic Carol makes beautiful crellies that are always so easy to work with. I would recommend going in thin for your coats just so you don't get too many glitters out, which is a good problem to have. So here's what it looks like in 3 coats, and now we can really see the beauty in that aqua crelly base, and those glitters just pop against it. This polish is so much fun. It's just very playful. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch with a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. This one did dry down quite textured, so I do think a glitter smoother would be a good idea. And because of those glitters, this one is going to be tricky to remove. Pictured are 3 coats of A+ in Monsterology from Coloristic Carol. Next is another standout this month. This one's from by Dany Vianna, and it's called 1,000 Wishes. It's described as being a turquoise blue crelly base filled with pink aurora shimmer. This one used the suru as an inspiration. It's going to retail for $13 and have a 400 bottle cap. Oh my goodness, I love turquoise polishes, and I love turquoise polishes with a pop of color, and this one has the most beautiful shifting shimmer in it. You can see it shifting from pink to kind of copper. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. And if I wasn't sold on the polish alone, I was sold on the application. This one is a crelly, but it leans on the creamier side. It went on like butter. It was so smooth and easy to apply. I could still detect just a little bit of nail line at 2 coats, so I did go in for 3, but I would say that 3rd coat is going to be optional. This one also surprised me in that it dried down quite flat, not to a matte finish, but definitely a flat finish, so you're probably going to want to pair this with some kind of top coat. So here's what this one looks like in 3 coats with a glossy top coat, and you can see all of that gorgeous aurora shimmer. This one is stunning. Pictured are 3 coats of by Dany Vianna, 1,000 Wishes. Up next from MTK Design, we have a beautiful thermal called I'll Be There. This one, I don't have pricing, cap, or description info for it, so I will put that once I do receive it in the description box. Be sure to check that out. In its cold state, this one I would describe as being a dusty, almost tealy blue shade. And then when it warms up, it almost becomes a more dusty spring green color. It's got a gorgeous copper shimmer running throughout, and it's just lovely. On application, this one does have more of a jelly type base, so it's a little bit sheer on that first coat, but you can already see how quickly it's transitioning from that deeper blue shade to the more dusty light green. On the second coat, we start to get a better development of the color. It's nice and smooth, goes on super easily. If you haven't used MTK Design before, they do have a more round, fluffy brush, but again, their polishes are always so smooth and easy to work with. It didn't give me any trouble on application. I found that in 3 coats, I had full opacity in its cold blue state, but when it was in its warm state, I could see just a little bit of nail line. So here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats on the full hand with that warm state in the greener shade. And I think this one's going to play up against your skin tone a lot. On some swatchers, I've seen it looks a little bit more green, but on me, it really is a dusty, almost mint green. And here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats in its cold state. Oh, so pretty. I love the orange and the blue together. Just a perfect combo for fall. Pictured are 3 coats of MTK Design. I'll Be There cold. And here's what it looks like warm, built up in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Next up, I have Pampered Polishes offering to share with you. It's called Silenzio Bruno, and it's a thermal polish that's seafoam green when warm to cerulean blue when cold. It's loaded with platinum, holographic, and iridescent flakies. This one's gonna cost $13, and there will be no cap. So What a beautiful base color. I think it's perfectly dusty for fall in its cold state, and it is loaded with those tiny, delicate flakies. The ones that catch my eye most are the silver platinum flakies, but you can see as I move the bottle around, the iridescent ones in there too. The holographic ones, I would say, it's just a sprinkling of them. They're more on the subtle side. On application, this one was very smooth and creamy. It definitely does have a strong jelly lean to the base, which makes it quite sheer on this first coat, but part of that is because it's already transitioning on me. I was pretty warm when I filmed, and this one is very, very reactive. So pretty much, and you can see already, pretty much as soon as I put it on, it immediately transitioned from that cerulean to that beautiful seafoam green. This one I built up in 3 coats, and I got full opacity in the cold state and the blue state. And the warm state, I could still detect just a tiny bit of nail line, but it wasn't super noticeable. So here's what it looks like built up in 3 coats in that warm state. You see there's a little bit of nail line there, but only if you're looking. And I think this spring green is just such a fun, bright, uplifting color. And then here's what it looks like in 3 coats in its cold state. It does get just a little bit darker than this, but like I said, I was running warm, so it was hard for me to get it in this cold state, but it shifts very easily. Pictured are 3 coats of Pampered Polishes Silenzio Bruno Cold, and this is what it really looks like cold, and 3 coats warm, both with a glossy top coat. Moving into KBShimmer's offerings for this month, they're bringing us another yummy sugar scrub. This one's in the scent Under the Sea, and the scent description is it's supposed to smell fruity, sweet, and succulent. It's got notes of watermelon, cantaloupe, sugarcane, lily, orchid, salty ocean breeze, and white sand. It's going to retail for $10 as usual, which, my goodness, is that a bargain or what for a 10-ounce tub? And there will be no cap. So I definitely get some beachy vibes from this one. As I smell it, I get a lot of that melon scent, a lot of the floral scents as well. And my goodness, are the colors beautiful. It looks like cotton candy in the tub. It's truly, truly gorgeous. If you've not used KBShimmer Sugar Scrubs before, I love using them as part of my weekly nail care routine as well as part of my pedicure routine. I just push back my cuticles, massage this into my skin, and I feel like it really does a great job buffing off any extra dead skin. And it leaves my skin feeling very moisturized because it has super moisturizing ingredients like olive oil, castor seed oil, cocoa seed butter, and shea butter. So it doesn't dry out my skin. It leaves me feeling soft and fresh and ready for a beautiful manicure. This one also has some beautiful pink biodegradable glitter on top, and recently KBShimmer added a heat-sealed lid to their scrub so that you know they will arrive safe to you in transit. And KBShimmer also brings us a jaw-droppingly beautiful polish this month. It's another top pick. I know, I'm sorry. I totally realize I have like 10 top picks in this video, but what can I say? It's a good month. So Rise Up is described as being a dusty slate blue crelly base loaded with metallic flakes that shift from red to burnt orange to burnished gold and even green at extreme angles. It's going to retail for $11, and thankfully there is no cap. Wow. Just wow. Like when I unboxed this one, I was speechless. Like I knew it was going to be a top pick. The flakes are incredibly shifty, and I just love the warmth in them contrasting with the bluish grayish base. It's fantastic. As you can see on the first coat, you get a lot of those flakes. So I would definitely recommend going in thin for your coats. I think most people will be good for this one in 3 thin coats. Maybe if you're willing to go thicker, you could go in for 2. But again, I recommend doing 3 thinner coats. Sorry, I'm hypnotized right now. So as I'm applying this 3rd coat, you can see that it reaches full opacity, and that base color does reach the same deep, gorgeous, grayish blue that you see in the bottle. So pretty. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch in some sunlight. Wow. Wow. It is mostly red in bright lighting, but you can see it shift to gold to orange. It's like, oh man, this one would be perfect transitioning to from fall to winter. I'm in love, you all. In love with this polish. Pictured are 3 coats of KBShimmer Rise Up. The brightest blue I have to share with you this month is from Rogue Lacquer. It's called Horsea, cute name, and it's described as being an ocean blue base with pink to orange color shifting flakes, holographic flakes, and turquoise metallic flakes. This one was inspired by hippocampus, and it's going to retail for $13 and has no cap. Oh, this one is stunning as well, you all. It just has a very, very bright oceany blue base. I love that description. And because of the depth in that base, those pink to orange shifting flakes pop. They are so gorgeous. This one went on incredibly smooth. Look how many gorgeous flakies came out even on the first coat, and they are so dazzling. It is quite sheer because of that jelly base, but because there are so many flakies, I was able to get amazing coverage in 2 coats. I couldn't see any nail line, but I did have a few spots on my nail where I could see it wasn't covered in flakies, and I love the flakies, so I went in for a 3rd coat. I think that 3rd coat, though, is going to be optional. Most people will be good in 2. The 3rd one is, if you're feeling extra like me. So here's what it looks like in 3 coats. It's some beautiful sunlight. Oh, goodness, you all. It's so bright and vibrant, and those flakes are so fun and color shifty in there. Absolutely love this one, too. Pictured are 3 coats of Rogue Lacquer Horsea with a glossy top coat. Next up is, you guessed it, another standout for this month. Oh goodness, it is from Wildflower Lacquer, and it's called Geralt Can Have All My Coins. It's described as being a deep navy base with purple undertones and strong orange to gold to green shifting shimmer, as well as scattered holographic. It's inspired by The Witcher, and it's going to retail for $13 with no cap. Oh my goodness, I have nothing like this. It's beautiful. It's a very, very deep navy base. In some lightings, it almost looks like it could be black, and that depth in the base makes the green to orange to gold shifting shimmer just glow on the nails. And I actually didn't realize it was scattered holographic in here because it almost looks linear because there's just so much of that holo packed in. On application, wow. Yeah, I don't have to say anything. You see it. You see the magic that's going on right now. If you haven't tried Wildflower Lacquer, maybe now would be a great time to start because this polish is everything. Fully opaque in 1 coat, built it up to 2, and it was just perfect. Here's what it looks like in sun. That gold shimmer, that holographic pigment, the depth in the base. What else do you want? You can see it shifting to the green. Oh, my goodness. Just everything I want. Pictured are 2 coats of Geralt Can Have All My Coins from Wildflower Lacquer. In the indie pickup shop this month, Cuticle is introducing for the first time their neutralizer base coat. It's described as being a lilac tinted ridge filling base coat that neutralizes stains and adds a layer of opacity for more sheer polishes. It's going to retail for $9 and there will be no cap. So I've used blurring base coats in the past, but I've never used this one. The ones that I've used are a little bit warmer in their base, and I've typically strayed away from pink neutralizing base coats because I thought they just wouldn't work with my warm undertones in my skin. Well, imagine my surprise when I actually really enjoyed using this product. It did smooth out the nails nicely and it covered stains well. It also didn't make my base of my nails so yellow that you could see it shining through the more sheer polishes. I hope that makes sense, but I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So here's what my nails look like with nothing on them, a little bit stained, a little bit textured, and that cuticle neutralizer just goes on very smooth, super evenly, provides a little bit of blurring on the first coat, but then even more on the second coat. This might even also be a great candidate for some negative space manicure type stuff and some French mani type stuff. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats. Picture it as 1 coat of the neutralizer base coat from Cuticula, and then here is 2 coats. Cuticula's polish offering for this month is called Siren Song, and it's described as being a purple to blue to green to lilac shifting shimmery base with black flakes and shiny silver metallic flakes sprinkled in. It's going to retail for $13 and there will be no cap. So this one is super ethereal and mystical. I love the flakes in here. The silver ones are a little bit more subtle with that shimmery light colored base, and then the black flakes are a little bit more punchy, but they're very delicate and dainty, which I like. So this one is intended to be worn with 2 coats of the neutralizer base coat. So that's what I'm going to be showing to you on 1 nail. On the other, I'm going to build it up in 3 coats on its own so you can see what that would look like as well. You can see application is smooth. It definitely does have a more ethereal type look. It has a clear base, but it is packed with all of those gorgeous shifting shimmers and of course those flakies as well. I felt like with this one in 3 coats, I was surprised that it built up to full or very close to full opacity, but I do have to say I like the look better with the blurring base coat. It just makes the flakes look a little bit more subtle and a little bit more subdued, I guess. And it looks so pretty with the pink in that base. That's what I meant with that neutralizer base coat. I think if I paired this with my yellow toned blurring base coat, it would not look nearly as beautiful. Some polishes just look better with a more pinky type base. So here's what Siren Song looks like over 2 coats of the neutralizer base coat. You can see it shifting primarily from the green to the purple, and those flakes are so fun. And then I feel like it's completely different looking in lower lighting. The nail line is completely blurred and the base almost gives a multi-chrome effect. It's really interesting. Pictured is 1 coat of Cuticula Siren Song over 2 coats of Cuticula Neutralizer base coat. From Lynn Designs this month, we have this beautiful purple. It's called Meowgical, and it's described as being a medium gray tone purple base with intense pink to orange to green shifting shimmer and scattered holographic sparkle. It's going to retail for $13 and have no cap, and it's inspired by the mythical and fabulous Cuticle. So instantly fell in love with the shade of this polish. I think it's perfect for fall. Perfect for winter if you're a seasonal polish wearer. It's very dusty and cool toned, but so obviously purple, and the shimmer just shifts. You can see it here in the bottle. It goes from green to red, and the hollow is beautiful too. On the nail, this one was slightly sheer on that first coat, but man, it has a lot of those shimmery pigments packed in there, and they actually blur the nail line themselves quite well. In 2 coats, I got very close to full opacity, but I felt like at some angles I could still see a little bit of my visible nail line. So I did go in for a 3rd just to really make it pop. In 3 coats, I did reach full opacity, and I think 3 coats will be perfect for just about everyone with this polish. Oh man, this one would be beautiful in the spring as well. It's one I could see myself wearing all year. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch built up in 3 coats. We're getting a lot of that gold shimmer, a lot of the red shimmer, and tons of that hollow. Just beautiful. And there's that green. I moved my hand a little bit away from the lighting source, and you can see the green shimmer there too. Super pretty. Pictured are 3 coats of Meowgical from Lynn Designs. Linby Designs also brings us a wax melt this month in Slenderman. This one, of course, was inspired by Slenderman. Super chilling. It's going to retail for $5 and has a 110 cap. So the notes in this one is it's got top notes of orange, nutmeg, fir needle, middle notes of birch, clove, cinnamon, and cedar wood, and bottom notes of musk, tonka bean, and vanilla. So as I smell it, I get a lot of those more woody notes. I feel like I can smell the cedar. I pick up on the birch, some of the clove, and then I get a lot of that fir needle. It smells very wintry and definitely is more of a woodsy scent. If that's something that you enjoy, it smells really good. And it's not too heavy. I'm not personally usually huge on the more woodsy scents, but this is one I can actually see myself using, especially in the winter time, because it's a little bit softer, it's not overwhelming, and it's definitely a pleasant scent. This month from Cupcake Polish we have, yes, our teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared. It's described as being a purple jelly nail polish filled with red to gold iridescent shimmer, red to gold iridescent flakes, and holographic microflakes. It's inspired by, of course, Scar from Lion King, and it's going to retail for $13 with no cap. So I'm absolutely 100% loving the colors in this, as well as the inspiration, if you couldn't tell. I love the purple base, and the red to gold shimmer and flakes just contrast so beautifully against that base. At some angles, I feel like I even see them shift to like copper and pink. It's beautiful. On application, this one had a lovely, very smooth formula. I agree that it does have a more jelly-like base, but again, it's so packed with all of those different flakies and hollow and shimmer that I was able to get full opacity on my nail length at just 2 coats. I think though with this one, if you've got longer nails, 3 might be your best bet. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. So here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats in some sunlight. You can see that holographic sparkle. The base color is so bright and beautiful and rich and fun. And then I had to show off those flakes in lower lighting too. Check them out, shifting from red to gold. Just gorgeous. Pictured are 2 coats of Be Prepared from Cupcake Polish. Next up from Sassy Sauce, we have, are y'all ready for this name? Reptile Dysfunction. It's described as being an eggplant thermal that fades to violet when warm with a strong red to golden shifting shimmer, as well as blue to green to purple shifting ghost flakies. This one was inspired by a photo of a Medusa tattoo. It's going to retail for $12.50 and will have a 400 bottle cap. So this polish is, again, just so unique. I think it's unique alone in this state, but the fact that it's also a thermal and it changes colors, I mean, I have nothing else like this. With this combination of ghost flakies, a thermal, and the shimmer, it's a lot. It's really, really cool. On application, it goes on super smooth. It's very easy to work with. I love Sassy Sauce Polish's brush. Makes all of their polishes very easy to apply. I was able to reach full opacity with this one in just 2 coats, and as you can see, tons of those shimmers come out, and I got lots of ghost flakies as well. What you're looking at now is this polish in its cold state. The maker describes it as being an eggplant base, but I feel like maybe it's just a little bit lighter than an eggplant, but that might be the shimmers playing tricks on my eyes. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch in that cold eggplanty state. It's a beautiful, rich, darker purple. The maker says that this one does have potential to stain, and even though I didn't experience staining with this one, I do recommend pairing it with a base coat. And here's what it looks like in its warm state. It turns to a much more violety, grapier purple. Really fun and transitioned super easily. Pictured are 2 coats of Sassy Sauce Reptile Dysfunction Warm and 2 coats cold with a glossy top coat. This month from Heather's Hues, we get Quite Frankly. It's described as being a violet base with violet to pink to green to gold magnetic pigment, purple and blue metallic glitters, and a mix of multi-chrome flakes and blue to green to gold and lime to blue to copper. A lot going on in here. It's going to retail for $13 and there's no cap. So as you can see, the base of this one is a more indigo type purple, like a blurple almost. And then the magnetic pigment in bright lighting, it's showing up as very purpley and pinky, but in lower lighting, you can see also shifts to green and gold as well. On application, this one was so smooth and satisfying to apply. You can see that here. It just self-levels beautifully, and we can already see so much magnetic pigment in there, as well as all of those gorgeous multi-chrome flakies. I added the magnet, held it for 30 seconds, and this was the result. This one does have a more subtle magnetic effect. Personally, I don't mind that because I think even without the magnetic, even without magnetizing, it's beautiful. And it's got such interesting components with all of those different kinds of flakies in there as well. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats. I would recommend going in for 3 coats on this one. I went in for 3 on this application video, but in my full hand swatch video and photos, you're looking at 2 coats. I could just see a little bit of nail line in 2, even though this is a darker polish. So I would recommend 3 coats for everyone with this one. So pretty. Those flakes just glow in that vampy, beautiful, squishy jelly base. Here's what it looks like built up in 2 coats and some lower outdoor lighting, and just so pretty, even with the subtle magnetic. The flakies and the magnetic seems to shift. It's like almost 3D. It moves around as you move your nail around. It just all around. Such a beautiful polish. Heather's Hues also brings us their Woods lotion this month in the scent Into the Woods. This one's going to retail for $7.25. It has a 50 tub cap and comes in a 2-ounce tub. So this one is inspired by the scent of walking in the woods with the smell of crisp leaves underfoot. And I definitely agree with that inspiration. It's described as a blend of lemon, orange, blackberries, pine, cedarwood, and patchouli. So as I smell it, I'm picking up on a ton of those piney notes. It smells straight up like the woods, y'all. If you like those more woodsy, piney scents, this is going to be one that you really, really enjoy. And if you haven't tried the Woods lotion from Heather's Hues before, which stands for What Is This Sorcery lotion, because it's so amazing, and I agree it is. It's highly moisturizing, nice and light, so it doesn't leave your skin feeling oily and greasy. It absorbs so well, and it's got really nourishing ingredients like avocado oil, sweet almond oil, so it does have nut and seed oils, jojoba oil, chia seed oil, vitamin E, glycerin, that again, all leave your skin feeling so soft and nourished. This month I have Garden Path Lacquer's contribution to share with you. It's called New Age Philosophy Major. It's described as being a vibrant purple micro glitter polish packed with red to orange aurora shimmer and matching iridescent aurora flakes. It's inspired by art from Monsters University and will retail for $13 with no cap. So this one is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It does have a more like purpley base, which you'll see on application, but those flakes and that shimmer just take over this polish. Like most of what you see on the nail is that gorgeous red to orange shifting shimmer, those glitters, and all of those incredible flakies. On application, this one was very smooth and easy to work with. It does have a more narrow brush. If you haven't used Garden Path lacquers or Lollipop Posse lacquers, that is what they formerly were, they do use a more narrow style brush, but even with that, no issues with application for this one. I was able to reach full opacity in 3 coats despite it having a more sheer base. There are just so many components packed in here. The shimmer, the flakes, the glitters, that 3 coats gave me perfect full opacity. And I think 3 coats will be perfect for everyone on this one. Oh my goodness, this one is just so pretty. It reminds me of a sunset, like a beautiful sunset when the sky and the clouds are changing color. Oh, gorgeous. So here's what it looks like in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Even though this one had glitter, I didn't find it dry textured at all, and removal was not that difficult. Pictured are 3 coats of New Age Philosophy Major from Garden Path Lacquer. From Glisten and Glow this month, we have Revive Your Monster. It's described as being a fuchsia jelly crelly polish with various shapes and sizes of black, gunmetal, light gray, and silver holographic glitters. It's going to retail for $12.50, and there's no cap on this one. It's inspired by the Monster Energy Drink series of Rehab Monster Raspberry Tea. Oh my goodness, now I really want one of those. I absolutely love the raspberry tea monster. So good. So this polish is giving me total pop punk Avril Lavigne vibes with that bubblegummy pinky purple base and all of those black and gunmetal glitters. It's super fun and really playful and unique. On application, it went on very smooth. It's kind of freaking out my camera a little bit, so to see the true color, you'll have to wait until the full hand swatch, but it did apply very easily. Tons of those glitters came out no problem, and I was able to reach full opacity in just 2 coats. So cute. So here's what it looks like on the full hand swatch. I did layer the glitter grabber from Glisten and Glow on top of it to smooth out those glitters, as well as a top coat, and just so playful. It's like bubble gum on your fingers, and it's just so fun. Pictured are 2 coats of Glisten and Glow Revive Your Monster. Glisten and Glow also brings us their Cuticle Oil and Cuticle Remover Duo. The Duo is going to retail for $12, and there will not be a cap. So these 2 items actually are scented with different scents, which I haven't seen before, but I kind of like, because they're like sister scents. They smell great together, but they're a little bit different. So the Cuticle Remover is scented in fresh picked apples, which smells like fresh, juicy apples picked right from the orchard, whereas the Cuticle Oil is scented in caramel apple. So it's got that crisp apple scent, but it also has some rich creaminess of caramel. And I would definitely say with the Cuticle Oil, I'm picking up on more of the caramel than the apple. But I'm happy to say that it's not overwhelmingly sweet, and both scents are present. I can smell them both. If you haven't tried these items from Glisten and Glow before, I'm a big fan. I love the cuticle remover in this kind of pen applicator. You just can be so precise about where you put it. I just apply it to my cuticle, let it sit for 60 seconds, push it back, and wash it off, and they look so, so beautiful. And then with the pen, it's got lots of nourishing oils: jojoba oil, vitamin E, grapeseed oil, almond oil, so it does have some nuts and seed oils in there, argan oil, and it just leaves my skin nice and moisturized without feeling greasy and overly shiny. So great duo. Definitely love the scents too. Coming from Graceful Nail Polish this month, we have People Eater, and it's described as being a purple to pink to orange Aurora Super Shifter. It's of course inspired by the one-eyed, one-horned flying purple People Eater, and it's going to retail for $12.50 and will have a 150 bottle cap. So I'm absolutely loving all of these multi-chromes we're getting from Graceful Nail Polish. They're just so shifty and really, really pretty. This one has a strong shift from pink to purple. That's what I primarily see, but at extreme angles, which you can see in the corner of the bottle, you also get a gorgeous orange. Graceful Nail Polish also has a more skinny brush, which isn't typically my favorite, but the formula is so smooth and easy to work with. It glides on the nail and is very easy to apply. You can see that the base of this one is kind of like a gray tinted base, but it's just so packed with that shifting shimmer that, I mean, that is all you see is the pink and the purple and some of the orange. I was able to reach full opacity with this one in 3 coats, and I think 3 coats will be perfect for most people. So here's what it looks like in 3 coats in my studio lighting. You can see it's primarily pink, but we get a little bit of purple in there too. And then I had to take it outdoors. Wow. And this is why I like to take polishes outdoors to show them off, because it looks so incredibly different in studio lighting versus in natural outdoor lighting. It's just beautiful. Pictured are 3 coats of People Eater from Graceful Nail Polish. And next we have another favorite for this month. Oh my goodness, this one is incredible. It comes from Night Owl Lacquer and it's called Sasquatch Sighting. It's described as being a brown linear holographic with multi-chrome shimmer that shifts rosy bronze to copper to gold to green. It's going to retail for $13 and will have no cap. Oh my word, this polish is amazing. Night Owl Lacquer needs to come out with a whole collection of these shifting multi-chrome shimmer linear holographic polishes, because my goodness, I'm speechless. Just beautiful. I will say that the base of this is super unique. It's not like a rich chocolatey brown. It's more of a coolie, almost taupey leaning brown. And because of all of the shimmer, at some angles, you don't even see the brown. You just see all of the copper rosy shimmer in there. So on application, you can see it's super smooth, goes on very opaque on the first coat, almost no visible nail line showing. And then I did reach full opacity with this one in 2 coats. Oh my goodness, the hollow is just so gorgeous in this as well. Like, I don't know what I like more, the hollow or the shimmer. So here's what it looks like in 2 coats with glossy top coat in the sun. Be still my heart, this is fantastic. I never thought I would love a brown polish this much. I love this one. Love it, love it, love it. Pictured are 2 coats of Night Owl Lacquer Sasquatch Sighting. All right, we're down to the last couple polishes and IPU items I have to share with you today. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps out my channel as well as all the makers that I get to work with. So this one is called From the Ashes and it comes from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. It's described as a black to red multichrome pigment, woo, and black to red multichrome flakes, with red and black holographic micro glitters and purple to red to gold crystal chameleon flakes. This polish is gorgeous too. It's inspired by the Phoenix. It's going to retail for $13 and it does have a 190 US cap and a 10 UK cap. If this doesn't sell out, I will be very, very surprised. There's just so much going on. And application is lovely. It's quite sheer on that first coat, but it's got lots of those flakes, lots of those pigments. It's stunning. Stunning. I did build it up to 3 coats to get full opacity, just to get that base as deep as possible. I do feel like I had pretty great opacity in 2 coats, but I just wanted the base to be as black and broody as I could get it, and I feel like I had that in 3 coats. So in my bright studio lighting, you're getting a lot of that kind of in between black and red shift. It's kind of like a maroony based color and lots of sparkle from that holographic. Check it out outdoors. Oh my goodness. That beautiful, I can't even talk, that beautiful black to red base shifting to gold and all of those flakies in there just make this polish so pretty. This is now one of my very favorite red to black multi-chromes I have in my collection. Pictured are 3 coats of Pretty Beautiful Unlimited from the Ashes. Pretty Beautiful Unlimited also brings us a wax melt this month in the scent Sweet Fire. It's going to retail for $5 and there's no cap on this. Thank goodness, because it smells amazing and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a backup. So this is described as smelling like smoke and wood. It's got clove, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli, light hints of fruit, musk, and leather, and subtle hints of marshmallow, honey, chocolate, and vanilla, all topped off with tonalities of leather and fine bourbon. So that's a lot of notes, but what I pick up most is the marshmallow. It says that that's subtle, but I smell a lot of the marshmallow and the chocolate. I have a little bit of that amber scent as well, and some of the musk. Oh, it smells delicious. It smells like a sweet fire, like you're roasting marshmallows. And the colors in this are so pretty and fall-like as well. I just love marshmallow scented candles, fragrances, everything in the fall and winter. It smells delicious. And it's all topped off with some really gorgeous sparkly glitter. All around wonderful wax melt. And I have a second black to share with you this month. This is another top pick. It's amazing. This one is from Music City Beauty and it's called Medusa, of course, inspired by, well, Medusa. And it's described as being black, green to black, 5D magnetic with orange to gold crystal flakes. It's going to retail for $13 and has a 150 bottle cap. It's another one where if it does not sell out, I will be very surprised because it's so beautiful, so incredibly reactive to the magnet, and those flakies are on the larger side, so they just pop against that black base. Application for this one is stunning, and you can see based on how green this polish looks like on the first coat, just how much magnetic pigment is in here. I mean, Music City Beauty was not shy. I went on with my magnet, held it for 30 seconds. Look how reactive. And this is what it looks like on the first coat. I did want to get that black base as deep and broody as possible, so I did go in for a second coat, apply the magnet for 30 seconds. Wow, it's so reactive. And then this was the finished product. Fully opaque in 2 coats. That green just pops against the black. Here's what it looks like in some outdoor lighting, and I know some people have been having trouble with magnetics. I did take this video about 15 minutes after applying my magnet. So here's what it looked like for me after about 15 minutes. And then here's what it looks like in lower lighting. And yep, it's 5D. Look at how it moves around the nail as I move my fingers. Oh, I love this one. Love it, love it, love it. Pictured are 2 coats of Music City Beauty Medusa. The final item I have to share with you today is from Bygone Apothecary, a new brand on my channel this month, and it's called the Medusa Hair Balm, also inspired by Medusa. I love that. So this one is capped at $45 and it will retail for $8. So this hair balm is created with a variety of purposes in mind. It can add moisture to help add shine to your hair. It can help tame flyaways, tame split ends. You can use it to scrunch out the crunch from a gel cast, or you can use it to add moisture or before you shampoo to help get out tangles, especially if you have curly hair. It's packed with lots of moisturizing oils like coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E, and if you've got finer hair, you're going to want to use this kind of sparingly. A little bit definitely goes a long way. And then as far as the fragrance goes, it's described as being fragranced with a dark floral blend with notes of ginger, black pepper, lang lang, gardenia, jasmine, orchid, clove, and then finishes of amber, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and musk. So as I smell this, I get a whole lot of those spicy notes. I smell a lot of ginger, black pepper, and clove, and then I can pick up on some of the patchouli and sandalwood as well. It's definitely like a more edgy type of scent. And the packaging is great as well. It's got a screw off lid that has a stone kind of look. Really cool. And then as always, I did want to show you all the polishes that I shared with you today, swatched side by side so we could do some comparisons. I'm going to show them to you first in sunlight and then lower lighting. So from left to right, we've got Stella Chroma. The lighter green is Indie by Patty Lopez. With the purple multi-chrome is Bee's Knees Lacquer. The bright green is Bluebird Lacquer. The blue to green is Fair Maiden Polish. With the purple magnetic line is Penelope Luz. With all of those glitters is Coloristic Carol. With the pink shimmer is by Dany Vianna. With the copper shimmer is MTK Designs. With the silver platinum flake is Pampered Polishes. With the bold red flakes is KBShimmer. The bright blue is Rogue Lacquer, and there at the end is Wildflower Lacquer. And then now let's take a look at the purples, pinks, and neutrals. So from left to right, we have Cuticle. That light purple is Linby Designs. That more violet purple is Cupcake Polish. The one with the flakes is Sassy Sauce. With the magnetic line is Heather's Hues. The first pink flaky is Garden Path Lacquers. With the black glitters is Glisten and Glow. Beside that one is Graceful Nail Polish. With the hollow there is Night Owl Lacquer. Then we have Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, and there at the end we have Music City Beauty. Now let's take a look at them side by side in some lower outdoor lighting. That first orangey red is Stella Chroma. Next is Indie by Patty Lopez. With the purple shimmer is Bee's Knees Lacquer. The brighter green is Bluebird Lacquer. The deep blue and emerald green is Fair Maiden Polish. With the magnetic line is Penelope Lose. With all of those glitters is Coloristic Carol. Then beside that, we've got by Dany Vianna. With the copper shimmer, we have MTK Design. With the platinum flakes is Pampered Polishes. With the shifting red flakes is KBShimmer. The bright blue is Rogue Lacquer. And there at the end, we have Wildflower Lacquer. Taking a look at the purples, pinks, and neutrals now. That first flaky polish is from Cuticle. Beside that is Linby Designs. The brighter purple is Cupcake Polish. The one with the ghost flakies is Sassy Sauce. The one with the magnetic line is Heather's Hues. The one with the gold flakies is Garden Path Lacquers. With those black glitters is Glisten and Glow. Beside that, we have Graceful Nail Polish. The brown is Night Owl Lacquer. Then we have Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, and with the green on the end is Music City Beauty. So hopefully these comparisons and this video were helpful for you. Again, if you could, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any of my future polish pickup videos. All right, so I want to know all your thoughts. How do you feel about this theme? Are you excited about it? And what items are going to be on your wish list this month? I have quite a few items that I'm eyeing, so I'll leave my wish list in the comments. And in case you're wanting to see more beautiful polishes be swatched, you should check out some of my recent videos. Last week I did a live stream where I shared my fall rack. I picked out so many pretty polishes. I also did a live swatch and review of Bee's Knees Lacquer Anniversary Collection for this year, inspired by Fear Street. And I posted a live swatch and review of Coloristic Carol's Halloween 2021 collection called Be Afraid. Be very afraid. I will post links to those videos in the description box so you can check them out in case you want to. I hope this was helpful for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!